Welcome back. If you've been with me before, we've talked about direct objects, analyzing them and diagramming them. We've talked about indirect objects, predicate nominatives, predicate adjectives, all those things that make up the basic sentence pattern. But all of those sentences were just simple sentences. Today I'm going to add a simple sentence to a complex part, which is your dependent clause. So the simple sentence then becomes a complex sentence. So if you're not sure what a complex sentence is, go back and study about the complex sentences. And I'm not going to make it difficult today. I'm just going to start with the adverb clause, which begins with a subordinating conjunction. And some people call them subordinate conjunctions. The complex sentence that has an adverb clause in it begins with one of those subordinating conjunctions, and there's a long list of those. You can go on a website, put it in a search engine, look it up, or you can look in your English book. Words like as soon as you get finished, I'll wash the dishes. Or since you have joined me, I think I'll try to teach something. But just things that, subordinate conjunctions, you just memorize those and learn those. But today I'm going to show you how to analyze some of those. And we may just go ahead and diagram them too. Why not? What's the fun of that? Let's just skip on to the diagram. The first sentence that I'm going to analyze is John gets hiccups when he laughs. Remember that if you do not write these, you will not be able to get really good at it by just watching me. So write the sentences out. John gets hiccups when he laughs. The first thing we're going to do is look for conjunctions again. Remember, we always look for those first. And this is a subordinate conjunction. It's not a coordinate conjunction, but it's a subordinate conjunction. To indicate the difference between your simple sentence, which is John gets hiccups, or sometimes called an independent clause, and your dependent clause, when he laughs, I'm going to put brackets around them so I can separate or differentiate your dependent clause from your independent clause. This part can stand alone, so I could actually drop that off and you wouldn't miss it when it comes to the sentence pattern. Also, you have to tell what this dependent clause or this adverb clause is doing to this sentence. It's actually telling you when, what happens when he gets these hiccups. So we're going to just take this part first, and we'll get back to the independent clause later. And let's analyze one part at a time. We've circled our conjunctions. Now let's look for verbs, which is last, and then our subject, he. That's all you do to that one right now. We'll come back to this part later. So let's just forget about that right now, and let's look at the rest of it. Do you have any conjunctions, prepositional phrases? No. Verbs. Gets. Who or what gets is John. John gets whom or what. He gets hiccups. When we have something that comes after our action verb and answers whom or what, it becomes our direct object. Now let's look at this adverb clause again, which is a dependent clause, and let's determine what it is doing to this sentence, because if it's a modifier, if it's an adverb, it has to modify an adjective, adverb, or a verb from this sentence. So when does he laugh? He laughs when he gets hiccups. So this entire clause is now what we call an adverb clause, which is modifying gets. The fun part about that is you can actually diagram John gets hiccups. Remember, we put our subject here, our verb here, and then we stop right there to put our hiccups for our direct object. And then the part when he laughs, remember we put our conjunctions on a dotted line. Since this is subordinate, subordinate means it goes under the word that it is modifying. So when is actually going to go on this coordinate conjunction line. And I'm going to connect when to laughs. And then put he there. I know it looks a little confusing, but remember that the last part is actually saying he gets them when he laughs. So, laughs when he gets, count of all works together. This is under because it's subordinate, which means this is not your main clause. Your main clause is John gets hiccups, and he does it when he laughs. The second one we're going to analyze is since you asked, I will do it tomorrow. Since you asked, I will do it tomorrow. While you're writing that, I'll tell you something else about the subordinate conjunction. When you have an adverb clause that comes after the main clause, you do not indicate it by putting a comma there. It just flows smoothly. John gets hiccups when he laughs. But if your subordinate conjunction, subordinate clause, which is your adverb clause, comes in the beginning of your sentence, since you asked, comma, I will do it tomorrow, you need to stop and pause there. But if it had been flipped around when he laughs, comma, John gets hiccups. So any adverb clause that starts in the beginning of the sentence, put a comma before you go to your independent clause. If the adverb clause comes at the end of the sentence, no comma. All right? So let's look at conjunctions. You have a subordinate conjunction, no coordinate conjunctions, no correlative conjunctions. And you begin that with brackets. Stop it at the end of the clause. How do you know you're at the end of the clause? If I had put that bracket over here, do it tomorrow, would not have had the subject I with it. If I had put the bracket here, will do it tomorrow, would not have had I. So you kind of just look at it and see when you analyze it, when you diagram it, it makes more sense if you stop with your full clause on each side. You have a subject and verb on one side and a subject and verb on the other side. If we did not have subject, verb, these would not be clauses. These would be phrases. If I had had since noon or something else, this would actually have functioned as a preposition, because since can be a preposition. So watch it to make sure that you have a subject and a verb. You do have a verb, ask, and you do have a subject, you. We're going to leave this side alone. We're going to go over here to the independent clause. Look for any conjunctions, no. Preposition phrases, no. What about your verb? Yes. Not only do you have do, but you also have will as your helping verb. Who will do? I will do. I will do whom or what, which is what you ask to prompt yourself for a direct object. I will do it. The only word left is tomorrow. And tomorrow is answering when. So I will do it when. It's your one-word adverb saying when I will do. Now let's figure out what since you asked is doing to this side of the sentence. I will do it since you asked is actually answering why. Why will I do it? Because you asked it. I mean, if I would do it. So I'm going to say that we're going to link ask to will do. When we diagram it, we will connect since between this word and these words because those words are connecting. So let's see how that looks. You've got I will do it tomorrow is your independent clause. I will do. And what do we do for our direct objects? We stop the line right here. And then it. When will I do it? Tomorrow. So tomorrow goes under here. So you've got I will do it tomorrow. So now we have to do something with this dependent clause, which is connecting you asked to I will do it. And we're going to put our dotted line, indicate that we have a conjunction, and then we have you as my subject and asked as our verb. Connecting will do to ask. Since you asked, I will do it. Do we get every word in the sentence? Since you asked, I will do it tomorrow. Practice some more of these. Go online, Google it, Dogpile it, ask.com, anybody. Find some more adverb clauses because this is going to be so much fun once you get used to it. And you'll get to see these sentences, diagramming and analyzing them. Thank you again, and until next time.